The Whispered File, The Great Amherst Mystery. In August of 1878, a farmhouse in Amherst, Nova Scotia, became the center of something that still defies explanation. For over a year, a young woman named Esther Cox would experience a cascade of violent, impossible events, all witnessed by her family, investigated by strangers, and never satisfactorily explained by anyone. Amherst was a quiet maritime town in the late 1870s, the kind of place where everyone knew each other, where scandal traveled faster than the telegraph, and where the arrival of winter meant months of isolation. The Cox household was crowded. Esther, her sister Olive, Olive's husband Daniel, their 2 children, another brother and sister, and Daniel's brother John all lived under one roof. It was the kind of tight, watchful family that left nowhere to hide. Then came the end of August. Esther, just 18 years old, had been targeted by a man with a gun who attempted to assault her. The attack left her traumatized and withdrawn. Days later, the house began to break. It started with knocking. Rhythmic, purposeful banging that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Then the seizures started. Esther's body would swell visibly, her skin burning hot one moment and ice cold the next. Her family watched in horror as objects began to move on their own, potions flying across rooms, a chair lifting off the ground with her still sitting in it. The family called a doctor. He found nothing medically wrong with her. He found nothing wrong at all. What happened next divided the town. Some insisted Esther was genuinely haunted. Others became convinced she was a fraud, deliberately throwing objects and faking her symptoms for attention. An actor named Walter Hubble arrived and documented everything in what he claimed was a meticulous diary. He published it as a book, and the Great Amherst Mystery became famous across North America. But here's where it gets stranger. The skeptics who investigated insisted it was all a hoax. Yet no one ever proved how an 18-year-old girl, sometimes bedridden and convulsing, could orchestrate the kind of coordinated deception required. The phenomena eventually stopped. Esther left town. She never gave a confession. She never claimed it was fake. Over a century later, we still don't have an answer. Was she genuinely the center of something paranormal? Was she a brilliant con artist who fooled an entire town? Or was she a traumatized young woman whose mind created something that her family saw because they needed to see it? What do you think really happened in that house?